I have never understood why people like to compare LeBron James to Michael Jordan. The Kobe Bryant to Jordan comparisons, I get it. I understand that. They played the same position. They had the ability to take over games. Both Kobe and Jordan were accused at times throughout their career of being ball hogs. But I've never understood the comparison between LeBron James and Michael Jordan. They are two completely different players, but more importantly, they're two completely different mentalities. And I'm not talking about basketball, I'm talking about confidence, personality. From time to time, I will talk about people who exhibit attention seeking behavior. Anytime I talk about Jackson Mahomes, I bring up attention seeking behavior. And by the way, speaking of Jackson Mahomes, did you guys see his tweet over the weekend? He put out on Twitter or Instagram that he was leaving Kansas City and he was moving out to Los Angeles. Floods of tweets came in from people living in LA begging Jackson Mahomes not to move out there. On the contrary, people from Kansas City, they were expressing their happiness, their joy to see Jackson Mahomes leave. If you get bored today, go check it out. In most cases, people who exhibit attention-seeking behavior, they're doing so for a reason. Insecurity. They might be insecure in their abilities. They might be insecure with who they are as a person. Or in the case of LeBron James, he could be insecure in the fact that he knows that he will never compare to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. KC, that's bullshit. LeBron has more finals appearances than Jordan and Kobe. Yeah, he does. What's his record? I don't remember Michael Jordan jumping on a plane every offseason, joining the next championship caliber team. I don't remember Kobe when the Lakers were in a rebuild, hopping a plane to Phoenix or San Antonio, joining forces with Tim Duncan or Steve Nash. Jordan and Kobe built championship caliber rosters. LeBron James chased rings. There is a difference. LeBron has more air miles in the offseason than a fucking flight attendant. Saturday night, LeBron carried the Lakers to a win against the Warriors, scoring 56 points in the process. I think he became just the fourth player in NBA history to score over 50 points in a game at 37 years old or older. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's the case. Either way, at the post-game press conference, LeBron, he kind of just shrugged off his 56-point performance as being no big deal, no big deal. He said he told his teammates after the game, I don't give a damn about 56 points. I just want the win. See for yourself.
Sorry to cut you off, but it's funny. Our guys were following me off the floor tonight, going into the locker room. I asked me, how does it feel to score 56? I said, right now, I don't give a damn about the 56. I'm just happy we got a win. That's just literally the first thing that came to my mind.
That's all well and good. I mean, LeBron has built this reputation for himself as being the ultimate team player. Team, team, team. All I care about is the team. I don't care about myself or individual statistics. That's what we usually hear from LeBron James when he speaks to the media. But then he gets home and the real LeBron emerges. He wakes up the next morning, turns on SportsCenter, sees that ESPN doesn't have their usual wall-to-wall coverage on LeBron and the Lakers. LeBron gets to feeling a bit inadequate, like people are forgetting about him. How can they already forget about my historic performance? It's only been 12 hours and I'm already forgotten. All ESPN is talking about is Brittany Griner. I don't even know who the fuck she is. So what does LeBron do? He takes to Instagram and gives us all a reminder of his historic performance. See for yourself. In case you missed it or have already forgotten, check out my greatness from last night. Chicken nugget. Let me ask you something. What other elite athlete does this? When Tom Brady throws for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, does he get on Twitter and brag about his performance? Tom Brady just joined Twitter, I think it was 2 years ago. For the majority of his career, he didn't give a shit about social media. Have you ever heard Drew Brees brag about his greatness? Peyton Manning, Kobe? Did you ever see Kobe get on social media and tell the world how great he is? What about Steph Curry? I don't ever see him bragging about his abilities. Could you imagine Michael Jordan doing something like this? The answer is no. You know why? Because great players don't need to justify their greatness. Great players don't need to talk themselves up on social media. Michael Jordan didn't need to tell you he was the best basketball player in the world or the best basketball player of all time. Everyone just already knew that was the case. Just like LeBron James doesn't need to brag to his followers on Instagram about a great performance. We all have fucking eyes. We saw your greatness. I don't need you to explain it to me. I know most followers of LeBron James are blind as well as woke. Maybe he feels the need to make them understand how historically great he is. But the rest of us, we can see it for ourselves. Elite players let their games do the talking, not their mouth. What makes this worse? The Lakers are god awful this year. LeBron James has one foot out the door. He built a heaping pile of shit in Los Angeles, cash strapped the Lakers with bad contracts, and after this season, he's doing what he does best, finding a team that can win a championship next season and joining them. Could you imagine Reggie Miller? Could you imagine Reggie Miller with the Pacers sitting at ninth in the Eastern Conference, losing 4 straight games, 3-7 in their last 10, and then bragging about putting up 50 points in a game? If this were a one-off with LeBron James, it would be different. But this dude has displayed attention-seeking behavior his entire career. He calls himself the king, gives himself his own nickname. Confident people don't do that. The 56-point performance from LeBron, it came days after he was complaining on his show that he never gets mentioned with the greatest scorers of all time. It pisses me off. The media never mentions my name when they talk about all-time great scorers. Then in this same press conference, he explains why he's not mentioned. Check it out. And I apologize for the audio. Whoever recorded this, they had some buffering issues, so the audio skips out a couple of times, but here it is.
Because it's never been a number one option for me. I came into this league understanding what team basketball is all about, and the importance of the pass, the importance of your teammates feeling comfortable out on the floor, everyone trying to be in a rhythm. And I was just brought up that way. My little league coaches always just taught us the right way to play the game of basketball. The word ball hog was something that we despised of, and we never let creep into none of our ball clubs. We was just something that we never wanted to do, and I guess it just stuck with me, man. I've always loved the success of my teammates, scoring off a pass of mine, or even a hockey assist where we can get the ball moving from side to side. And
you just said scoring has never been a number one option for you. You're a facilitator. You have always been more concerned with playing team basketball, getting everyone else involved, which, for the most part, is true. LeBron James came into the league with the mentality of sharing the ball, something both Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant struggled with during the beginning of their careers. But if scoring has never been your number one priority, why are you bitching about it? Why are you complaining that you're not mentioned with great scorers in the history of the NBA? This is one of the reasons LeBron James has no credibility. One minute he's saying one thing, the next he's taking the completely opposite viewpoint. If you're tired of hearing about LeBron James and the Lakers, you're not alone. Charles Barkley, he's also sick of the wall-to-wall media coverage around the Lakers. The Pelicans, the Clippers, Timberwolves, they are surrounding the Lakers in the playoff hunt in the Western Conference. But do you ever see mainstream media coverage of those teams? Anytime the Pelicans get mentioned, it's an APB on Zion Williamson. Where is this kid? No one can find him. They don't talk about the fact that the Pelicans are surging right now. CJ McCollum has brought a spark to New Orleans. LeBron and the Lakers suck. This team sucks. They are so bad. It is headline news when they actually win a game. Thursday night, after another embarrassing performance by the Lakers, Charles Barkley said he was done talking about this team.
So you're not going to
game.
say the word Lakers for the rest of the
rest of the season. I'm not talking about these damn losers. Between us, between the nitwits of TNT and the nitwits with ESPN, we talk about these losers more than any people in the world.
I would say we talked about them a lot, though.
LeBron James has this craving, this need for attention that can never be fulfilled, never be quenched. He wants all eyes on him at all times. Michael Jordan, he grew tired of the constant media attention. It's one of the reasons that he retired after that first three-peat. But LeBron eats it up. Why? What makes someone feel the need to seek constant praise, constant validation? Stand-up comedians, they enjoy being the center of attention, and in many cases, they are miserable in their personal lives. The same goes with a lot of music artists. They crave the attention on stage, but live in misery off stage. Now, not all of them, but we have seen many examples over the years of high-profile comedians and artists living miserable private lives. Now, I'm not saying that's the case with LeBron James, but I do believe his insecurity is real. This dude constantly feels the need to tell you how great he is. There is a line from Denzel Washington. He says it in the movie American Gangster. The loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. He's absolutely right. Steph Curry, he lets his game talk for itself. Kevin Durant will lash out at the media. He likes to debate. He likes to argue, but he's not on Twitter bragging about his eliteness. I think that's another thing that bothers LeBron James. At this point, Kevin Durant is the best player in the NBA. The media knows it. The fan knows it. More importantly, LeBron knows it. But let me know what you think. LeBron James. Just give me your thoughts on LeBron James. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.